Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to this video where we will be checking out facts about Australia. Now I would kind of tend to, or at least like to think that I would know a few facts about Australia, but hey, I guess by this video we might learn a few, and I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, so let's just see what they've got to say.
Terra Australis Incognita is a land of contradictions.
Oh, okay.
Mysterious and surprising in it more than
certainly piqued
understandable.
my curiosity.
But probably that's why Australia is so attractive for tourists.
Here we go.
People think that
Alrighty
Australia
then.
was discovered in
I don't know if there's going to be like multiple
by
facts
James
or what.
Cook.
Oh, okay.
Well,
no,
it is not.
It was the Dutch
in 1606, it was opened by the Dutchman
There we
Janssen.
go. At least
and
I knew that one.
For 50,000 years
that one
before
as
the
well.
Europeans, the Aborigines arrived there, and it turns out that they are the pioneers.
Yes, that is definitely correct, and there is no disputing that whatsoever. But yeah, at least so far I've certainly just known every fact, and so now I'm just curious about how kind of in-depth these facts are going to be, because I guess it makes sense that not everyone's going to know every single country's history. Only the beginning.
City
Here we
Canberra
go.
was specially built to become
Canberra, not Canberra, not Canberra, Canberra. There we go, there we go. Hopefully I can just fix a whole bunch of people's pronunciations so you don't end up sounding like this guy once again.
The city Canberra was specially built to become the capital of Australia.
Because
the Australians could not choose between Sydney and Melbourne.
It's close.
And so, not to offend anyone, they placed Canberra in between them.
Oh, it stabs me in the back every single time.
Not a
Yeah, literally, it stabs me in the back every time I hear him say it. But yes, Canberra was meant to be, or is kind of roughly in between Sydney and Melbourne, which were kind of the only two major cities or established cities at the time. And so that's why they just went, oh, I don't know which one is going to be the major capital city, and neither in the end. And so it just ended up being Canberra. Ooh, okay, here we go. I do know this one as well, but it's certainly a pretty cool thing, I reckon.
Emu ostrich.
Here we
they
go,
symbolize
mate.
Progress, because these animals cannot physically move back.
They are unable to walk backwards, kind of like a cow going downstairs and all those kind of things. A kangaroo and an ostrich. Wait, did he say ostrich?
This is the coat of arms of Australia. It depicts a kangaroo and an emu ostrich.
An emu ostrich. No wonder I had ostrich in my head. Firstly, it's an emu, not an emu. It's an emu. Emu. And then an ostrich is a just completely different bird, so I have no idea what he's talking about there. But yes, the kangaroo and the emu certainly are represented on the coat of arms, and it's on coins and all those kind of things, because as he said, they're meant to kind of symbolize not being able to go backwards. And hey, maybe you can say that sometimes people have gone backwards, but I feel as though every country hopefully can just continue to grow and just get better over time. That's kind of the entire point.
They symbolize progress, because these animals cannot physically move back. Indigenous Australians are descendants of prisoners. But in genetics...
I mean, I wouldn't say that true. I'd be very careful how you use Indigenous Australians, because that's like two completely different things. You know, okay, yes, British colonizational ancestry is kind of descendants of convicts and a few of the kind of governors and things like that. But here we go. Let's just see what he's going to say.
According to statistics, Australians are the most law-abiding in the world.
Whoa.
By the way, the first division of the Australian police consisted of 12 prisoners who distinguished themselves by exemplary behavior.
Yes.
By the way, the proportion of kangaroos to people in Australia is 3-to-1.
Oh.
And these
okay then. Well, first of all, I just certainly would have thought that it would have been, once again, one of the Nordic countries, or just another country besides us that would have been considered the most law-abiding citizens in the world. I mean, I would like to know how it was calculated in terms of, is it done per capita, like obviously, you know, just population per amount of people actually committing crimes, or just what? And then what was the other thing you just said? Yes, this one, which like I said, I did know that one. They were just kind of, I don't know, I guess they were just like, okay, I stole a loaf of bread, or I just breathed air, because that's apparently all you need to do back in the day to just get shipped over to the other side of the world. And then when you say the kangaroos as well, there was more kangaroos than people. I certainly can't believe that one.
The proportion of kangaroos to people in Australia is 3-to-1.
3-to-1, and I'm fairly sure cattle and sheep are just going to completely blow that number of roos out of the water. I don't even know what the real number would be, but it's probably like a 5, or I don't even know, a 10-to-1 if you account of the other livestock.
And these 20 million people are growing more than 120 million sheep.
Oh, well, there we go.
That
there we go.
For
like
each
I said,
inhabitant,
that's 5-1. No, 6-to-1.
What do you think?
There we go. I mean, it's not 20, it is definitely like 25 now, so, and there's no way that this video was made, I don't know, 15 years ago, and so yes, at least it is 25, and so that number does change a little bit, but like I said, at least the number of sheep, and that, like I said, even more cattle, is definitely more along the lines in terms of what I was thinking.
Where do they graze?
Where do they graze?
At the world's largest pasture.
Yes.
In terms of area, it is equal to the territory of Belgium.
Wow, okay.
Australia is famous.
I mean, I don't know if the exact sheep, those 120 million sheep, all virtually live in Belgium in terms of the kind of just 1-for-1 ratio, but at the same time, you know, spread out all over the place, we do have some very, very, very big farms and properties.
Fighting the rabbits for 150 years already.
The rabbits.
They were brought in 1859 by the colonists.
Yes,
for 10
they
years,
were. They just brought in so many stuff.
The quantity of 24 has become 2 million.
Oh, wow.
Since then, the quantity has reached several billion.
What? I did not know the numbers were like that, and I did not know that they started with 24. I mean, that's the same thing with the cane toad and so many other introduced species that have just kind of completely ruined or at least somewhat affected the entire natural habitat of the country, really. But either way, the fact that there are now billions of them, I guess the saying is true in terms of breeding like rabbits, and that's why they put in rabbit-proof fence, so to say.
In the evening, your leisure is diversified by huge bats. Fruit bats.
That big?
Their wingspan is about 70 centimeters.
Yeah, I guess so. I never thought of them to be that big, but I guess they are.
Possums. They live in Melbourne. These marsupials reach the size of a cat. And
wow. Hang on a second. We just no. Okay, I haven't lost quality. It's just they have lost quality. Here we go.
They live in Melbourne.
Okay then.
These
Whatever. It's not me
marsupials
though.
reach the size of a cat, and they are
I'm fairly
also
sure
very
they don't
lovely.
just live in Melbourne, but they
Darwin
can kind of be a little
sailed
bit
to the
nice
shores
sometimes.
of Australia. Was amazed.
I've never even thought about how ridiculous that would have been for him to just go, oh my goodness, this is like my dream. I just get to study all of these animals that otherwise should never have existed for me. You know, like what are you talking about, mammals that lay eggs and all those kind of things? No, that's impossible, but here we go. I can literally see it in front of my eyes.
Varan, echidna, platypus,
Oh, that
marsupial
hurt me as well. He said Canberra, or however he said it. Now he said echidna. It's echidna.
He discovered prehistoric varan, echidna, platypus, marsupial
platypus, at least he
possum,
said that
wild
one.
dingo,
Yep.
Tasmanian devils, and Tasmanian tigers. Such birds as in Australia cannot be found anywhere else.
Yes, there we go. I mean, at least the only one he got wrong was the echidna. I'll say it again, echidna. But yeah, there are a whole bundle of things that are really only ever found, like not even found in New Zealand. New Zealand has its own kind of, I guess, what do you call it? Native species, of course, yes. But yes, we are so isolated from the rest of the world, just that there is so many things that are only found down here.
2. Kookaburra, bird lyra, pygmy penguins, and
well, there are so
cassowary.
many things that he just hears. Oh my goodness, here we go. Let me just hear it again.
Kookaburra,
Kookaburra, not kookaburra, not kookaburra, kookaburra.
bird lyra,
Bird lyra.
pygmy penguins, and cassowary.
Okay, at least generally besides the kookaburra and the echidna, I don't know what's going on with the left side of the screen, but yes, everything else was passable, I guess.
A few words about the platypus.
Here we
These
go.
amazing animals breed with eggs, and the cubs are fed with milk. In Australia,
There's
inhabits the
only
most
two more,
poisonous
or
snake
one.
in
There's
the
two
world,
things in the world.
the
Ooh.
coastal taipan.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Poison from one bite can kill 100 people at once.
Ooh. I mean, I'd like to know what kind of milliliters they're dispersing or how much you can actually kind of get out of them, but man, that's a lot of people, 100 people per bite.
Whose poison from one bite can kill 100 people at once.
100 people, that's
and
insane.
120 more species of snakes.
Oh, wow, okay.
There are
I thought I was about to say 120
1,500
people.
species of Australian spiders,
That's a lot of
6,000 species of flies,
Oh, wow.
4,000 species of ants, and more than 350 species of termites.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. I just kind of considered there to be
Earthworms,
flies and
Megas
everything.
Collide Australis reach a length of
What?
1.2 meters.
What?
Surfers will be
I have never heard of a worm that big, let alone seen one. I would just want to know what these things look like. I mean, I can only imagine what they look like there, but man, a 1.2 meter worm, that just sounds like a tapeworm, but maybe it literally just looks like a massive snake.
Surfers will be surprised by sharks, crocodiles,
Yep.
mollusks that live in beautiful shells, and
Yeah.
will not miss the chance to inject a high-speed poison to a withering
Yes.
wave conqueror.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't exactly say that you're going to be encountering crocs if you're surfing. Generally, if there's any going to be surfing, you're definitely going to be more likely to encounter a shark than a crocodile. And then the mollusk, just keep off the sand or keep off all those places if you really don't want to kind of encounter the mollusk. It's definitely not going to happen while you're surfing, if nothing else.
And deadly jellyfish.
The jellyfish, on
whose
the other
size is
hand, will
15
definitely
to
go.
25
Whoa, I
millimeters.
thought he was going to say
It's
meters
like a
for
coin.
a second.
Can you imagine this? And what's that? Dog fence.
Dingo
This is the
barrier
longest fence in the world.
It's
Its
not for
length
the dingoes,
is
though, as far as I was aware.
5,614 kilometers.
That's a
The
long
fence
fence.
divides the mainland into two parts.
There's actually
On one
three, though.
live
Actually,
wild
there's heaps
dogs,
of them.
dingo. On the second, Australians. Also,
Wait, no, that's not true at all. But like I said earlier, I actually thought that when they constructed these fences, they're massive fences that kind of just cut the country all over the place. But I was always told that they were made for the rabbits and whatnot. I mean, for goodness sake, they made an entire movie. It doesn't exactly focus on rabbits, but it is named Rabbit Proof Fence. And so, yeah, I never knew it was dingoes. And so now I'm just questioning if my fact is wrong or if their fact is wrong.
the length of the Great Barrier
Look at
Reef
that
is
thing.
more than 210
Nemo
kilometers.
had one hell of a time
Did you hear
getting all
about
the way
the
down that
horizontal
coast.
waterfalls? They are located in the Buccaneer Archipelago. Tons of water rush through
Horizontal
two
waterfalls.
gorges. The difference in flow levels creates horizontal waterfalls.
Whoa.
One of the
I
greatest
wanna see
miracles
that.
in the world.
Where was that exactly?
The
Because
water
I want to
rushed
make sure.
Waterfalls.
Buccaneer Archipelago.
They are located in the Buccaneer Archipelago.
Did he? I swear this guy's just trying to annoy people. He's just said Buccaneer. It's Buccaneer. How hard is that? It literally has a U right
Tons
there.
of water.
Just get rid of that entire thing. Just 2 O's of Buccaneer. No, like I said, it's Buccaneer. And also, looking at this image, I'm so confused about what that little island down the bottom is. I mean, if you don't know which one I'm talking about, I'll just let you guess. But either way, I just have no idea what the other little bit of island or whatever it may be is just doing there. Horizontal
They're
waterfalls.
located in the Buccaneer archipelago. Tons
Hurts.
of water rush through 2 gorges. The difference in flow levels creates horizontal waterfalls.
Wow.
One of the greatest miracles in the world.
Check that out.
Lake Hiller. Its riddle is in pink color.
That's what
Usually,
that is.
microscopic algae gives such a color,
Yes,
but
the
numerous
pink lake.
studies have not shown their presence.
Ooh,
Uluru
interesting.
Rock, recognized
Uluru, not Uluru, not Uluru, Uluru.
as one of the wonders of the world.
Yes, it
This
is.
is the largest single stone, 2 to 3 kilometers in size.
Yep.
The height is about 350 meters.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually seen it in person, but man, I've heard stories and you see photos and go, that is one hell of a piece of, I'm fairly sure, sandstone.
The stone changes color all day long, from brown to fiery red,
okay.
from
Just
lilac to
because
blue,
of- whoa,
from
what?
yellow to purple.
What are you talking about,
And
blues in
finally,
there?
about the records. In 1972, the largest diamond in the world was found in Australia.
Hey, there we
The
go, I didn't
Glengarry
know
Lord,
that.
weighing 1,520 carats.
Carrots?
Here's
Okay, I thought he was going to say kilos or even just pounds. I didn't even know what, but at least it was carats, which is, I'm fairly sure there were 5 carats in a gram, and so I don't even know what that'd be, like 300 grams, which is definitely a massive diamond, but at least it is nowhere near the same as a 1.5 ton diamond.
the world's largest nugget of gold.
Ooh,
In
here we go.
1869,
I'm fairly sure there was a real
found
picture of
gold
this
nugget
entire thing.
weighing
I wonder if they're going
almost
to show it.
70 kilograms of pure gold.
I mean, to be fair though, gold is very, very heavy, and so it's not like it's a massive, massive thing in terms of physical size, but it's a big deal in terms of, I don't even know how much it would have been worth, but it would have been worth a decent amount, whoever found
Australia
that.
is certainly a very dangerous place, but such an interesting place. And what do you think?
God.
Australia, the most
Look at all
dangerous
those
place
things.
on
We've
Earth.
got animals, we've
Or
got
not.
rocks, we've got big
Write in
rocks,
the
we've got little
comments.
rocks. Oh,
Please like,
here
share,
we go.
and
Oh, I can only
subscribe.
imagine this is going to be the
Goodbye.
end of the video.
Yours Shiny Channel.
And so there we go. If I take it back a little bit, where was it? Like I was saying, no, a little bit more. Here we go. We've got little rocks, we've got big rocks, we've got mammals and insects and all these different things. So I was very, very surprised about how many different things of spiders there were. Where exactly did he say it?
There are
There is
1,500 species of
1,500
Australian
spiders.
spiders, 6,000 species of
6,000
flies.
I have never seen, honestly, I feel as though I have never seen 6,000 different flies. I mean, you might really see only 3, but obviously if they say there's 6,000, I guess I can kind of believe them just by the sheer volume of flies.
4,000
the other
species of
thing?
ants, and
4,000
more than
species of ants.
350 species of termite.
I mean, the creepy crawlers I can kind of understand because you don't really look at them that much and they are and can be so intricate and detailed, but at the same time, man, that is a lot of different species. And then of course we have these bloody worms. I mean, I've just never seen them. But man, I guess in saying that, this video was just great. There were plenty of things to, especially towards the start, that I definitely knew, but at the same time, like I was just saying, there were so many things that I didn't know, and so I guess at the same time, I don't know how factually true this is. I'm just gonna have to take their word on it. And
From
then even to
brown
the
to
fact that they were saying that
fiery red,
Uluru
from
changes
lilac
colors,
to
which I've
blue,
never
from
heard of
yellow
that
to
to that
purple.
extent before. You know, we've seen the red and we've seen the kind of orangey, but all of the other ones I've never heard of. And so yeah, just make sure to check out the original one from Shiny. Here we go, facts about Australia. Thank you very much. And of course, in saying that, no video, no book, no really anything is ever going to be out of culture, just even just 1% of an entire country's facts. But really, I think they did a pretty good job of just getting a whole bundle of random things that I think people should know. And so yeah, well done to this video overall. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you are watching, then make sure to check out some of the last videos, which also have been a little bit strange, a little bit confusing, and also a little bit factual as well. Or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.